Good afternoon, everybody. Tuesday, 16th of July. Rainy as usual. Not much sun here at all today, so no sun in yourself, although it is warm outside, you've got to say that. So, okay, here we go. Number tile 459, as I say. Let's make a start. And what we're going to be doing today. All right, I've got my, it's like a blush tile. It's actually part of a new set called All Just Whites. It's a bit of a mixture of different kind of white sort of variations. So I'm going to be using that today. Regular pen, pencil, Tortillon, of course. I've got a rubber, of course I've got coloured pencils lying around. Everything that a girl needs to do a bit of tangling. So if we're all ready, let's get going, shall we? Going to start with pencil. And not in the middle, somewhere sort of slightly further up. Maybe if I do it this way, you see. Let's have a look. I'm going to put a bubble in there. So, I don't know. Let's have a look. Not absolutely huge, but, you know, a little bit penny size, that kind of thing. Maybe, you know, a little touch bigger. But there you go. I've got my bubble in there. Okay. Okay, I'm happy with that. So I'm going to come in whilst I'm going to stick with that and draw that in with pen. Of course, regular 03 pen. Don't want to make this too thick, but I want to make sure it's in, because this is sort of the, not that it's in the centre, but this is the centre point of what we're going to be creating today. Okay, there we go. So from there then, let's put out some lines. So again, I'm going to keep it so I've got this like a diamond shape to start with. And I'm going to put myself a couple of lines in just as a guide here and here. And then this way, here and here. Okay, let's do another one. So it makes 4. So looking for the centres. And then this way, let's again look for the centres. Gives me my starting point, okay? So I'm going to stick with pencil again for a moment, and what I want to do is I'm going to draw around this, but I want to make it quite narrow here and getting a little bit wider here. So it's going to be more sort of oval shape, see? So it's going to come around there like so, and then it's going to come out a little bit there, like that. Okay. So then, next little bit, similar sort of thing, one from there, and it's going to genuinely work its way out and get a little bit wider down here. So that gives me 2 rows. Okay, there you are, like so. And I'm going to do it again. Now, this depends on how big or small you've done your shapes, as to how many of these you're going to fit in. So I'm going to go, let's go, probably going to go another 1. Yeah. Of course, this is just a guide, remember, so we can move these around if we need to. And if yours are really wide, you might want to do one in the middle. So, okay, 1 more. 1 more round. Along we come. And again, let's take it down and around. So I've got that kind of a shape. Okay. All right, so far so good. So next little bit then, I'm going to bring in my pen. Oh, you see there, look, it looks a little bit flat there. So this is perfect timing, look, to come on in and just make that little change. See? No job too difficult there. Let's get rid of those bits. All right. And again, look, I mean really picky now, but you can choose to if you want to or not. It's fine. That gives me my shapes. So working along these lines now, what I do is I'm going to come in with a little leaf shape. So let me zoom in here a little bit. Now, usually when we do these, they're quite close to the line. But on this occasion, I want you to go a little bit wider, like so, because we're going to do something inside them. See? Wider, like that. So then, the next one, see, artistic license there, look, I'm coming out a little bit. Well, I'm going to use the rings as a guide. And then wider, So I'm going to do that on each one of those shapes. So you might decide you want to come and do all of these first and then do all of the next side. Doesn't matter. As long as you've got, a little bit of a gap in between there. You want something that you can work inside in a moment. So I'm going to get like 4 in. And I'm doing that side. And around. See, these are going to be a little bit smaller, but still try and keep them a bit wide if you can. There you are. They're almost round, aren't they? And again, completely different sort of shape to what we have on the opposite side there. And again. So I should have 8 of these when I'm done. All around the piece. And of course they're going to vary in size because of how we've drawn those rings. There you are. The next one. There you go. So I think some of us are recovering from the weekend, from classes over at HQ. We did brilliantly. What a fab team we had there, and lovely and chilled and relaxed. It was great. Okay. So I'm going to come in and I want to put this shape inside like that. And of course this is why I wanted it a little bit wider. And I'm starting with the biggest first so you can get to grips with what we're doing here, because I want to do this in all of the others. There you are. And around. And into the next one. So see how we want to keep that, again, quite close. We're not having that too wide a sort of space there. Here we're going to have to, really take care there because it's quite narrow. But still, we want to get that shape inside if we can, or as much as we can, into there. And see how I'm working from one to the other there. So this is, again, quite a small one, but I can still fit something in there. If you can't, please, it's not a panic, don't worry about it. Maybe you could draw the shape around the outside instead. Right. And the next one. And those shapes in. So, last one. And into those we go. Okay, so let's have a little look at that. There we go. Kind of a shape going on. Okay. So what I'll do now is this sort of first one in here, this first ring, I want to actually pen that in. You see, I am taking care now to go from one point to the other. So, you need to just focus a little bit with that. Only this first one, mind. Okay. Work on them as we go. There you go. And then what I want to do here is, let's imagine we've got a little bit of a curve on here, because we have there, you see a bit of a curve. So here, looking in about the middle, I'm going to put a curve in. And then working either side, I'm going to put curved lines in, you see, as I go around there. And same sort of thing this way. See, I can get one underneath there. And on this side, I'm going to curve it this way. So start with the centre one, and then work your way around. So you've got shapes going this way, like that. And then all the way around here, I'm going to do a similar thing. So if you need to, again, start with that one in the middle, and then follow around. Slightly curved, just filling in those gaps. So this is the last one that I'm going to do the shape curve that way. See, because this way now, I want to curve it this way. So along we go to there and keep following it through and follow it through. You see, we've got that kind of a shape going on. So at this point, for a moment, I'm going to switch to an 05 pen. And I'm going to focus on this bottom edge here, see? So from here to here, what I want to do is create a thicker line underneath that shape there. All right. Now you can do this with a 3, but it's a little bit easier if you've got something a bit thicker. Okay, you see? So it sort of starts a little bit narrower, and then as it gets here, I'm coming in a little bit thicker, like that. Okay, you can curve that shape a little bit if you need to. Just neaten it up. All right. Okay. So back to my 03. And let's have a look at the next little bit. So moving on then, we've got these shapes around here. So let's start with, it doesn't matter where we start really. I'm going to start on this one here. So let's have a look. I'm going to think, now if you need to, split it into 3. Because what I want to do here is put myself a bit of a loop shape in there. See, not too much to a point. And I'm going to put one in this side and one in this side. Now if I just move in a little bit, you see there? So I've got these little gaps. I fill those in at that bottom edge. See, maybe even a little bit there, look. So then imagine again, look, I've got one in the middle. I'm going to go one this side. You see how I curve it slightly? And one this side. So again, fill in the gaps. Now, you sort of see where this is going, and as we work our way around, it's going to get wider and bigger as we get further down. So this is giving you a starting point, as I say. Work out if you need to, putting those section lines in, so you know you've got to get 3 in. Because this one, look, this is the big one. So, okay, I'm going to go a little bit larger there, look. And then I'm going to come in there. And I'm going to come in there. And fill in any gaps as I'm going. And again, a large in the middle. Working it round and round. And then again, any gaps I'm going to fill in. Same again, large loop, and here we go, one there, fill in the gaps, and again. So I'm now back to a small one, sort to finish off. There you go, let's have a little look at that. Alright, so far so good. So we've got these lovely little kind of shapes going on. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to repeat this pattern in this next row. So again, coming in the centre to start with, and then you see how that one, let's just move in a little bit, has sort of gone down that little bit there, so it's sort of faded into that one. And let's fill in those gaps. Let's see, there's a couple of gaps in there. And same thing, look, one in there, and then into that one, and into that one. Again, just sort of filling in any gaps around the edge. And I'm going to keep doing that all the way around. Alright, so that sort of wanders down that one. I'm going to make sure that that touches, because I want this to be a solid line there. And we go. So this one, even bigger, look, we're going to follow the same principle. We've done this before now, so we've got this. Touching sides if you can. Now you see here it's getting quite big, isn't it? So there's nothing stopping me coming in with that 05 pen. And putting those bits in there just makes life easier. And again, round, and along there. Same sort of thing here. See, that's quite big, so let's take that zoom into there. I could fill those bits in, but again, I'm going to bring my 05 in and fill that area. And that one. So work my way around. So, along we go. And to that one. Again, fill in those little bits. My 05. Fill in those little sections in. And again. So, see, I'm getting smaller now, so I can probably stick with my 03 here and to finish those little bits off. And this is sort of the last one. Again, fill in those bits in. Okay, let's have a look at where we're at. Okay, so far so good. So we've got this kind of, almost it's wanting to give you a bit of an illusion that it's sort of coming down this little bit here, but it's kind of a nice pattern in its own right to sort of start with. So let's look at the last one now. Biggest one of all, I would say. And you can choose, I suppose. You can actually pick this shape if you want to, or you can come back in with those lines that you did previously. So I think I'm going to sort of stick with these loops. I know they're going to get bigger, but if you wanted to, say you could bring those lines in there. So I'm gonna start, let's say small, so I've got the idea with this. You see, I'm going to make sure that I am still touching both sides, getting 3 in. See? And same here. Look. Now I'm going to do all these first, get sort of in the role of drawing these. See, now this one's going to be quite big. Am I going to get... See, I'm going to go there. That's not in the middle, see. I think I'm going to get more in here. That's going to be quite a space, isn't it? So I've got 3, and then I'm going to go for a 4th one there. So when I come around to this one, I'm probably going to do similar. So let's have a look at this one. See, it's quite a big... Oh, shall we do this one first? Let's put this in, because then we've got similar that we're working to. See, 1 there, then 2. Then there's our 3rd. And then there's our 4th. Let's put these in. We know we're going to kit with 3s there. And the same here, look. So exactly the same shape all the way around, apart from this one here. So let's have a look at this. I'm going to imagine, let's split it up, shall we? Because that's where it sort of helps. So there's our halfway. And then there's there. So we're going to definitely get 4 in, aren't we? So let's do the same here. And put 4 in. So I'm going to do 2 going one way and 2 going the other. So look like this. Slightly going that way, look. And that's slightly going that way. We'll come to that in the middle in a minute. That way. And then see that one, we can sort of flow in that way. See? So this is sometimes it's about trying to work out where your space is going. So let's have a look. That one we've got, and that one we put in there. So we've got a bit of a mirror image going on. This one we went this way. And then we did, let's have a look, see, we did a little wallet coming out there. So, same sort of thing here. Let's have a look. We've got a bit of a space like that, see? Okay. So, being that we've got a similar space there, we could fill it in, but I think I'm going to put myself a little shape in there. Like that. And same here, just sort of changes it up a little bit at this bottom edge. Just makes it look kind of interesting from the rest of it, you see? Okay, so let's have a look. See here, I've not got one there, but I have there. But that's okay. I can come in, look, and fill that one in. And then let's have a look here. We've got these two, so I can actually put in one there. So I've got something that looks a little bit similar on both sides there. So again, make that a bit thicker there. Look, and I can fill it with ink. Same with these. So see, if you've got space, it depends, you know, how big or small it is. You can always sort of make slight little changes to suit what it is you've got there. Because I know not everybody's is going to look the same as mine, see. Okay. All right, let's go back to R03. I'm going to go in a little bit. What I want to do, I want to focus on these shapes here, and I'm going to put myself a little grid in there. So I'm going to come this way. Look, I'm going to do all of them at the same time. All those lines going down that way. See a little bit of an angle going on there. And the same there. And then I'm going to come this way. Like that. And a little grid in. All the way down. And I'm going to do the same with all of them. So started with the biggest first. Let's go into this one. Lines this way. Okay. And then this way. So little sort of diagonal grid shapes going on. Now, of course, as you get round to these at the top here, you're not going to get much of a grid in there. It's kind of small. So sort of just do what you think's appropriate. Even if it's just one line, it needs to sort of have a gesture in there. There you go. See? Little crosses. This one, I can get two in. Maybe one. Just work my way around. Here we go. Okay, coming back. Oh, not to forget that one. And along that side. And then same on this one. Okay, let's have a little look at that. Okay, so we've got this kind of a star going on top of everything, haven't we? So if you can now, I don't want to rub out if it's not dry yet, but let's see if we can get rid of a few of those little lines there. Okay, now if they're light enough, you can leave them in. You don't have to get rid of them. Just being that got that chance to, I can. There you go. Look at that. All right, so next little bit then, let's have a look. I have got a couple of extra bits here. See, you can fill them if you want to, but I'm going to keep it quite light in that sense. But what I am going to do is bring in, let's just get rid of those pencil mark, my 05 pen. Okay, remember we did this one and we did slightly thicker underneath. I'm going to do the same underneath here as well. So I'm going to go from this bit here round to this bit here, and then here it's going to get a bit thicker. Okay, there we go. So it gives me a little bit of an extra line going on there, like so. Okay, if I come in a little bit, you see, it's sort of got a thicker line there. Okay, so let's have a look at this whilst we're here. So I'm going to come in just on one side and put an extra line in. Because I'm using the 5, see, it's giving me a thicker line. And I can't do it there because I've already got a black line, same as there. But here, look, I can come on the outside and I can put a black line in. So let's repeat that now. I'm going up this way, so, oh, a second, let's do that one. I always forget to do one, don't I? There you go. So this one, I'm going to come in here like this. So I'm on the inside there, and then I'm coming out on the outside there. Okay. This one, I'm going on the inside, and then the outside. Okay, this one, very small, I know. If you can't get a 5 in, go with your 3. Okay, so I'm going to leave the top one, and then as I come back down, I'm going to go on this side. So it's sort of on the top all the time, and then the bottom. Same again, look. Inside there. And then on the bottom there. Like so. Then, oh, not forgetting. Those kind of small, but inside there. And outside there. Okay, let's have a little look at that. It doesn't want me to. There you go. All right, so we've got a little bit of shading going on before we sort of start. So let's bring our pencil in at this moment. And of course, you can add extra details as you go in. I'm going to keep them sort of kind of plain because I want to focus on the shading, really. I'm just going to neaten those up. So I can shape them a little bit more. Happy with that? Okay, pencil then, here we go. So first of all, I'm going to leave this one because I'm going to colour that one. But this one, I'm going to go over where I've got the stripes. I'm going to go on both sides. Okay, sort of not touching those little shapes that we've got in the middle there. Both sides. Okay, and I'm still going to come around and I'm going to put some shading here where I'll put that black pen. See, quite a bit. But here I'm going to do similar, but I'm going to keep it kind of light and not put much in. See, just a little bit. And then where we'd got our other shape, remember it was sort of here at the bottom of these loops. Again, I'm going to come in and put some pencil in there. A little bit more on that side. A little bit less across the top there. And the same again along this bit here. So a little bit more on this side, a little bit less as you get up there. Okay. And then these little shapes, I'm going to add some pencil on the inside, on that side where I put the thicker pen. I'm not going to worry too much up there because they're really small, but I'm going to put some in there. Okay. So let's bring our tortillon in. I'm going to start, oh, that's missed a bit, always miss a bit with this bit in the middle. Let's go in a touch. This one, because it's quite small, I'm going to go back and forth, just lightly touching that pencil. There you go. Same on this side, and I want to try and leave a little bit of a highlight in the middle if I can. And of course, where we've got this sort of white line, I would like to keep that, so I'm going to bring in my little fine rubber. And I want to get rid of the pencil that I've managed to catch in there. You see? I want to keep it pale. So whilst I'm in there, you see there, look, needs a little bit more shading. I just want to blend it out. Okay? Leaving that little bit of a highlight. Again, you could always come in afterwards, you know, and use a real fine rubber and put that in. It's going to give a crisper line. So if that's, you know, you're okay with that, there you are, see? Look at that. Okay. And while I'm here, this inside bit, I'm going to soften that side. I don't want any on this side, just on that side, see? I'm just going to fill that with a little bit. Okay. So then when it comes to this bit here, I can soften gently like this on one side. Now, because that's quite narrow, I'm not doing too much, but when I get to here, look, I can come in and I can swirl it a bit because I've got a little bit more space to move. You see? It just now allows it to move out that little bit more. See, little swirls and then smooth it out. Little swirls. So you've got to sort of use your tortillon according to how much space you've got. Okay? So see there, look, nice and gently, just moving it out. And same in here, look, soften round, smoothing it out. And then as I get round here, I'm not going to be doing the swirling so much because I don't have the room. Okay. There you go. A little bit more there. Okay. And then on this end bit here, just do a little, see, it's come a little bit onto them, so I'm going to work my way into those bits first, you see. So I've got top and bottom shaded in on those loops as I work my way around. They're quite large, they do need a little bit more attention. And then I'm going to use the rest, pull it out. Mostly, I was just shading away, having fun then. Mostly into those loops. You see? I'm not completely filling them, but giving them a little bit of attention. Okay. All there, to this one. See, just sort of pushing it out a bit. Again, I'm not going to do the edges of those. I'm just going to pull it out a little bit, you know, just try and ease it. Plenty of graphite on that Tortillon, so no need for any more. And then, of course, soften out the shapes there wherever you can. Okay. All right, so let's have a little look at that. All right, looking all right. That's not too bad at all. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my black coloured pencil. Okay. And all I want to do is pick on a little bit of the shading, just a touch more. So let's go in a bit. Okay. And looking at where I've got this black line, I can afford to come in a little bit more and add some in. You see? Same on this one. So I'm just being gentle with it because, of course, I can't blend this with a Tortillon. And I don't want to have to sort of colour everything in. So you see where I've got the bottom here of these little loops. Just gently ease off a bit, but put a touch of black in there. Let's see. And you don't have to use black, of course. You can use any dark colour for this. If you use say a purple or a green, it's going to give you a slightly different shaded effect, but we just want it to be a little bit darker in those places. And of course we've put enough pen on with the 05 and things, so I don't need to do any more. Alright, so if we know, same sort of thing. I'm not going to go on these ones here, but maybe there, as they sort of hiding in the bottom edge there. Okay, so they're quite dark inside, but they're getting a bit lighter as you work your way out. Let's come in there a little bit more as well. I really want to see that dimension in that bit there. Okay. All right, let's have a look at that. Better. Okay, so let's bring a bit of colour in. Today, what colour to go with? Let's go with a little bit of purples, I think. So I've got, here we go, I've got Forget-Me-Nots, I've got Lagoon, I've got my white pencil, although it's got a bit of green on the end. Let's get rid of that. Don't want green mixed in with my purple. And I've got my purple gem. Okay, a few purples there. So if I start with the whites, let's have a little look at this. I'm going to add a little bit just on one side, almost like I do a little smirk kind of thing. And then I'm going to bring in my lightest colour, which is my Forget-Me-Not, and just sort of lightly put a layer all the way around, just avoiding that little bit of white there. See, maybe you can do another layer. See, so just sort of mock it. Now you see, if I go over it, it's not really going over the white anyway, so it doesn't matter. Lagoon. Let's bring a little bit more in now. See, sort of around this area. And see, I've come around there a little bit, almost like a moon shape. See, working my way in. And come back to my Forget-Me-Not. And let's start to work those colours together. And see, I'm going into the white a little bit, working it round. There you go. A little bit of my purple jam around that top edge. So I'm opposite direction or opposite way to where that original white was. And I'm putting some around that side bit there. Let's bring it in a little bit, sort of zigzaggy, just to get it going. Okay. Back to the lagoon. I'm just going to work those in together. You see now, because I'm building up the layers gradually, you'll notice that the white of the paper now, or whatever colour your paper is, starts to disappear a little bit. And it gets to fill in. That's a sign of a good paper, of course, because you want it to have those little bits of tooth so you can get your colours in. Okay. All right, let's bring that white back in. Let's sort of re-establish that little highlight there. And work outwards a little bit. See, you just want to bring, it's going to help burnish all that together. Don't need to press on too hard. And give me that shape. There you go. All right, so I'm going to go back in with those other colours. So let's bring in the forget-me-nots. I'm going to come round there. Look, I'm working that white a little bit. Just a little bit. Back to the lagoon. Okay. There you are. And purple jam. And round we go. So I'm just going to bring it in a little bit. And around there a little bit. See, just working it in. Look at that. Okay, bit of forget-me-not just to finish those bits there. And a little bit of white just to remind it that it's got a highlight there. Okay. Now I'm going to bring in, if I've got one, yes, I've got one, a white gel pen. I do prefer my 08 gel pen, but it doesn't matter, whatever you want to do. And opposite the white, I'm going to bring in a little bit of a highlight there. Okay. And let's have a look. You see where we put that original sort of rubber line? If you want to come on in, next sort of highlight it a little bit more. Bring in your white gel pen. Go over the top there. Gives you that bit. And then, of course, if you want to, you can always add a little bit on the edges if you want to clean them up. See, it's not necessary for all, but, you know, if you've got the odd little black line and you think, oh, I wish I hadn't put that in, and you can come in, just clean it up a bit. See? Just disappears. There you go. All right. Back to my regular pen, my 03. I'm just going to sort of come around the outside with a few little lines and bubbles. And again, I'm going to just fill them in. Actually, I'm going to go one further. Look, I'm going to extend that out a little bit. See, and put a little curve in. Let's do another one of those. So I could do it this way. See? Fill it in. Or I could do it the other way. Look like I did. A bobble. Let's extend it. And then put a little curve on the edge. Fill it in. So I'm going to put a few of those in. See, I think if you do your bobble first, you're going to get a better shape than trying to do it all in one go. But it's entirely up to you, or you can just do bobbles or whatever you want to do. It just sort of gives it a bit of interest around the outside there. And again, you know, do a few of them around the edges. Don't sort of do loads in one area. And then look at it, and if you think there's enough, leave it. And if not, you can go back and add a few more. There you go. Say bobble, add my line. And I can come round and fill it all in together. Around we go. Yes, Chris, I was thinking of you actually. If you want to add some extra flourishes in there, go for it. Let's put another one in there, look. See, I'm going to get less around here because, of course, my piece is a bit close at that edge. Maybe a couple here, and then we'll have a look at it and see what we think. I've sort of done mostly 2s, I would say. Let's have a look at it. There we go. All right, so if you wanted to add more in, you can. I think what would be kind of nice is down this bottom edge is to bring in a little bit of shade. You see, I'm just sort of following around the outside there, only loosely, just sort of those bits, and I've just sort of come to the same sort of size. Let's gently soften off some of those little bits there. As I work my way around. Okay. There you are, sort of adding bits. I'll just sort of fade it off to disappear. So in there, less and less pressure as you work your way around. Yeah, there we go. All right, so with that sort of done, look at that. Look at how that gem looks now. We're having that extra bit of black in there. It's made a huge difference. And of course, where did I put my gel pen? You could, in fact, come this side with your gel pen. You know, on those pieces. Only on the big bits. Does look a bit peacock featherish like, doesn't it? Just on those, yeah, so it just brings that little bit in. And there you go. So a little bit of 3D work in a sense there today. Signature on as always. And there you go. So, all right, we're still going strong. Quite a few tiles away from 12, if you remember. We're closer to 460 now. And then, of course, our next milestone is going to be tile 500. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do for that one yet, but we'll see. We'll see. So enjoy this one. Enjoy, and as I say, have a go at it. See what you can come up with. Even if you want to go in with different colours and mix it up a little bit, just have a bit of fun with it. So have a lovely day, what's left of it. I'm going to get back to work. And I will catch you all here on Friday, as normal, for our next tile. So have a good one, everyone, and I'll see you soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.